just like a song, and brighten my day. Who'd have believed that you were part of the dream? Now it all seems like years away. You know I can't smile without you. Oh no, I can't smile without you. I can't laugh, I can't sing. I'm finding it hard to do anything, and I feel sad when you're sad. Oh no, I feel glad when you're glad. If you only knew what I'm going through, I just can't smile without you.
What is happening, people? Welcome back to the channel. Crazy game. But first, if you do, please like, subscribe. But yeah, ended 5-3 PSG. So literally, that game had everything. It had 8 goals. It had penalties, red cards, full of entertainment, as well as those goals. But my overall thoughts are much better from Tottenham, much improved performance where we showed real energy, real intensity, real fight. All those things are missing against Arsenal. Why couldn't we have played like that against Arsenal? That's what I would say. So we've done well in that aspect, more press. We wanted it more, and the attack actually done its job. So, fair play to that. But the reality is, I'm not just saying it for the sake of it. That's 5 avoidable goals. You never really get that kind of level of, in football in terms of you make 5 mistakes. It's just so frustrating. But yeah, it was a real shame about the defence. I thought it was, atrocious tonight. Unfortunately, I think we imploded as well in the kind of periods in the second half. And the likes of Romero, captain, what a shocking game he had, unfortunately, giving away the handball, gave us the ball for another goal. Yeah, it was just poor everywhere. So yeah, frustrating. The attack done its job as well, which is really rare, but the defence just completely imploded. So it's frustrating because it's just like self-destruct, avoidable goals to concede. I think we gave players too much space to shoot. Like Vitinha, 2 or 3 times he gave him positions to shoot, and it's just good. Take nothing away from a couple of those strikes that we had one in the first half from Vitinha, but still need to close it down. I think the first half in particular was very good. The press energy, it costs us when we go deeper. That's the problem. So yeah, the defence is a problem, and we've conceded 9 goals in 2 games. So it's been a miserable week in that aspect. 2 losses, 9 goals conceded, and Frank has improved the defence definitely since he's come in, but this week has been a little bit of an undoing almost of that, or certainly a bit of a reality check that still the defence isn't perfect, and maybe the centre-back partnership or the defence as a whole isn't quite as good as us Spurs fans thought it would. But I want to give credit to the attack. Moani getting 2 goals, it was written in the stars, wasn't it, to get his first Tottenham goal against he's not only his former club, but his parent club still in PSG. That was just perfect, I would say. It just felt right. So full credit to Colin Wani on that case. I think there were some players that just come in and done an excellent job, which swiftly moves us into then player ratings, because that kind of goes through my thought process and I can explain it a little bit more. So let's go into it then. Vicario, I'll give a 4. You can't get a high rating when you can see 5 goals. I don't think any of them were down to him necessarily. Spence, I'll give a 4. Not too much about his game. I think he struggled to get involved. He was a little bit sloppy at times. Van der Ven never really got in the game. I'll give him a 4. Romero, I thought, unfortunately, was dreadful. Fought for so many poor passing. It's just his passing was woeful. It's like a different player. He looked poor, unfortunately. He's okay in that first half. The second half is just, whether it wasn't at the race, as a tired, I don't know what it was. Really, really poor from our captain. I'll give him a 2, and that's being kind. Porro, I'll give a 4. Thought he looked okay going forward, but a couple of times he could have done better defensively. I think one did lead to a goal from a corner. Bensko, I'll give a 5. Not really a performance he can hold his head high. I just don't think it wasn't dreadful. I'll give him a 5. Gray, breath of fresh air, could have gone a lot higher in my rating, but I did give him a 7. I think he was involved in everything positive for Spurs, just come in and in on the action. So as far as I'm concerned, after that performance, and whenever he's been relied upon this year, it just makes me think that he should start a lot more games. I think he's come in and always had a positive impact. So that's good. And it was a young midfield that Frank went with, and I think it really lived up to that expectation. It was a key part in scoring lots of goals for me. So yeah, big shout out to Archie Gray. Delivered the display I think that he can be quite proud of, involved in both goals. You linked up with Bergvall, I believe, for the opener. He produced also a fine cross to the back post. Reacted quickest to Richardson's header from the corner. His own effort, I think, was deflected, wasn't it, onto the crossbar. Moani converted that rebound, though. So, yeah, really, really good from him. Really impressed with Archie Gray, which moves me on to Lucas Bergvall, who I thought was very good I also say very, very good, but still, he was decent. He was electric. Well, he's good in that first half. We kind of faded a little bit, didn't it, in the second half? So I'll give him a 5.5. Sarah, give a 5. Not too much to say about his performance. I think he's kind of energy and what he brings in terms of box-to-box midfielder was key at times. I think we did notice that. I'll give him credit for that. So, hey-ho. I think he done okay. He could have done better, though, defensively. That's where the question will be of Sar's. A couple of times where, he could have done a little bit better. Richarlison, I give a 6. Quiet game for him, but of course got that goal. And, Richarlison scored back-to-back games. He's a confidence player. His job is to score goals. One, I give him 9.5. We spoke about that. A couple of goals. Really, really good big performance from him today. Super impressed. And substitutes then. Paulinho, non-applicable. Didn't see him for long enough. Same for Kudus, Udogie, Simmons and Odobert. All 5 substitutes non-applicable. But just to summarise, much better for Tottenham. Not perfect, but better. I'd much rather this, and I'm someone that doesn't really care too much about how we play. It is about results. But in this game, we had a go. We showed fight, creativity, passion, intensity, energy, and I'm throwing a lot of words at you here, but all of these Tottenham showed tonight. We come into this as the underdogs, but we can hold our heads high and go, look, atrocious defensively, a lot to sort out, but we actually look good going forward. Isn't it funny when you play our own, we play one of our only attacking players in terms of got the quality and Bergvall. We play the likes of Gray and Sarr. All of a sudden we get a result. Spurs has been calling for this for a long while. The only thing I would have done is maybe Paulinho for Bentancur, and I don't think we concede as many goals, but hindsight is a beautiful thing, and Paulinho needs to rest at some point. Frank, I'm convinced, is the right man for the job. I'll say it again. He'll come under a tiny bit of pressure after this. I don't think this result's made it ridiculously harder for him, because he was coming to it as underdogs. Of course, every defeat will mount up. I don't think he comes out of this in a worse position necessarily. Always sounds crazy after a defeat. But I think he's the right man. He's a big game manager. I know he lost to Arsenal and PSG, conceded 9 goals across the 2, but at Brentford, he was a big game manager. Brentford would 9 times out of 10 get a result against Man City, Chelsea, Liverpool. It was the top 6 games that Brentford used to thrive, particularly away from home. And Frank did have a home problem at Brentford. So that is, of course, a little bit of concern. I don't think Frank's perfect. He's got a lot to improve on, but I don't think going around the merry-go-round of another manager is the right thing to do. Get behind Frank. But in this game, a lot better. So let me know your thoughts, your player ratings. Get involved. Keen to hear from you. If you're new, please like and subscribe to the channel. Hey-ho, on to Fulham, then Newcastle in the Premier League for a double Premier League fixture game week. This is where Frank really will be tested in terms of his job and his future will be questioned, but also what he does in terms of there'll be pressure on him to get the team right and really get Tottenham some performances, because you can't lose, you can't really drop points in another home game with Fulham. That's a must win. In Newcastle, it's going to be extremely tough, and maybe a must not lose. A must win, and then a must not lose. The Tottenham 4 points would be enough, I think, to relieve a little bit of pressure on Frank for now. It shouldn't be this kind of pressure. I need to get behind him. But thanks for watching. 5-3 PSG. Frustrating, but we expected it at the start of the day. We just got ourselves in a better situation in the game, and we did implode in that second half. But the Spurs for now. Thank you for watching.